Good evening. Welcome to Behind the Lawn. I'm here with my colleague Anna. Anna, you're welcome. We are going to talk about a disturbing issue, an issue that is disturbing so many people who have borrowed money. They get a friend to guarant, and at the end of the day, the money lender runs after the guarantor. It's such a problem. I'll give you a scenario, a live scenario. Amos went to a bank, borrowed money, and the bank demanded that he brings security. He didn't have security, but he asked his friend John to help with the security. So John brought his matrimonial property, placed it there. The bank took it as the security. They signed off documents. A few months down the road, no money was being paid. Amos stopped paying, and the bank had no choice but to go after John's property, and the land is being taken. Right now as we speak, John is in tears, his wife is in tears. They're about to lose a home. So you can tell us more about that. Yeah.
Sad, but that's the reality that we are living in. You know, when there are so many issues of money lenders and defaulters, and money lenders taking properties here and there, guarantors finding themselves engulfed in all these things that some of them don't even understand. So now take an example of John. Because Amos is his best friend, childhood friend. He's like, oh, I can't do anything for my friend, let me give my property. He gives his property.
That's exactly what happened.
Without even understanding what kind of agreement he's entering into. Without understanding that money, a guarantor is actually like a second borrower.
Yeah.
You know that. There's a first borrower, and then there's a second borrower or a backup. In the event that the first borrower fails.
So John was a backup.
He was a backup.
The land is going to be taken.
The land will be taken. Ideally, the land should be taken.
So what should John do in this case? He's disgruntled. What can he do?
You know, in this case, it's fortunate and unfortunate at the same time. That the fortunate part is that this property was matrimonial property. You understand? And when we are talking about matrimonial property, there are certain criteria that money lenders should follow before even accepting such properties as collateral.
Yeah, so this is sponsored by TMBei Investments. TMBei Investments is a microfinance company. It's located at Freedom City Mall, FB23. They have the best loan products. You can check them out. Yes, my friend.
Yeah, so the question would be, did the money lenders follow all those criteria? Did they ensure that when John was bringing this property, did they get the spousal consent? John is married, he has children.
They actually did not. From the story I picked from John, the wife did not know. She was not in the know. The children were not in the know. He only helped a friend. He only said, I can place it as long as you're going to pay. He didn't think it would end up the way it has.
Yeah, and here we are. So the fact that the money lender didn't follow the criteria, that somehow saves John. It is severe because the money lender cannot attach a matrimonial property without spousal consent and consent of the dependents. If the dependents of yes, there is under section 39 of the Land Act, it is very clear that you cannot put a matrimonial property as collateral without getting spousal consent.
Wow, interesting. That means John actually has some remedies.
He does have
some other remedies that he has.
I could say that maybe his ignorance could have somehow saved him in this context.
Interesting.
Although
they always say ignorance of the law is not defense. Wow.
Yeah,
but he's protected. How is he protected?
He's protected because now the bank cannot actually, or the money lender cannot attach that property because it's matrimonial property. So that's where he gets saved.
But the money lender is taking the money. So the bank, they are still going to take the money.
Yeah. So
what should he do?
The most immediate remedy that John can do is to lodge a caveat.
Okay.
Lodging a caveat is very simple. You can actually do it online, or you can go to the land registry where that property is located and you lodge that caveat to protect the moneylender from illegally enforcing
Yeah,
that
that's
transaction.
Good.
Because it's very important to note that this transaction was even void from the onset. Because honestly, like
What
I
is
said, void is it's flawed from the
beginning,
yes.
from the ab initio,
Yes.
Latin
Yes.
words, void ab initio.
Yeah.
From the beginning, it was bad.
It was bad.
Okay.
Yeah, so he can just use that. His remedy is to get a caveat, an immediate remedy, and then the long-term remedy is for him to go to court, so that court can permanently stop the enforcement.
Wow.
The moneylender cannot sell this property. They cannot attach it.
Interesting. But money lenders, microfinance companies, banks, really, why would you attach in such a scenario? Why would you take John's property? He only helped a friend. It was a guarantor. But also remember, certain things have been pointed out. Make sure you get the consent, spousal consent. Had John sought his wife's consent, probably this land wouldn't be there. But everything has been an illegality. And we've just seen that ignorance of the law is no defense. However, in this case, John is lucky that he didn't get spousal consent, so the property may not be attached. So we always see, sign this, sign that, your last word.
And you've actually brought a very interesting point. These documents, they normally make people sign. You know how big they are?
Yeah.
They just open like it looks like this. And the words are very small, and then they just open here. And because for you're excited, all you want is the money.
Yes.
You will sign without knowing the consequences of, what you're signing. So it's important that if you don't understand something, seek help, or at least read through. If you don't understand, seek help, so that you don't become John or any other person who could have, found themselves in such scenarios.
Great. Thank you. Our show is sponsored by Bei Investments, microfinance company located at Freedom City Mall, FB23. Check out their product.
And we would love to hear your experiences. You never know, you could have found yourself in such a situation. So we would like to hear, have you ever been a guarantor? Have you ever found yourself in such a scenario? Please share in the comments.